Hello, everyone. Oh, shoot, I fast forwarded through the title screen there by accident. Anyway, welcome to Kentucky Route Zero. This is a game I really love, and I played it back at the beginning of 2021, and I feel now is the appropriate time to dip into it again. So this is a narrative game focused on the Midwest and the mysterious Kentucky Route Zero. So without further ado, let's get into it. Tonight, I'm going to be splitting this up over five streams, one act and interlude per stream. So we'll start with Act 1. Act 1, Scene 1. Equus Oils. A moving truck rumbles softly to itself. Painted, painted on its side are the words Lysette's Antiques, Furniture, Glassware, Curiosities. The dog. An old hound and a straw hat. Both have seen better days. Hey, Dog Nozzle. Are you familiar with Kentucky Route Zero? Ever played it? Joseph sits between gas pumps in a Queen Anne armchair. His hair is gray, his glasses darkened. Damn, did you hear that wreck? Truck full of bottles. I don't know. Beer bottles? Whiskey? Lost a tire or something and spilled booze and glass all over the interstate. What a mess. I hope they don't come down here looking for anything. We blew a damn fuse and it's all shut off. Yeah, Dog Nozzle, this is a wonderful narrative game. If you're if you're familiar with the Midwest, this game works. What it's got to say. Did I hear a dog? What's your dog's name? Conway. His name is Homer. Her name is Blue. Just some dog. I don't know his name. I like Blue. Blue sounds like a sweet old hound. I used to know a dog like that. Hey, here's some jerky for Blue. I made it myself. Didn't turn out too well, but I bet a dog will eat it. Getting late, right? Feel the sun on my neck. I bet it's just a few feet off the horizon. Okay, so our options are I've been driving all evening looking for 5 Dogwood Drive. I've got a delivery to make on Dogwood, but I'd rather watch the sunset. First one. Hey, I understand. You have got to do the job you're paid to do. Maybe get some rest somewhere in there. Maybe have a drink. Then back at it. There's a dignity in that rhythm. So, where is Dogwood Drive? Listen, you and Blue would have been driving up and down 65 all night. Dogwood Drive is on the other side of, well, to get there, you've got to take the zero. And I like how whenever they say that, the zero's always in weird, got that weird effect. The zero is a tough route to find, but you can use my computer to look up directions. You'll have to head down into the basement and reset the circuit breaker first. I'll be to hap I'll be happy to have those whining lights back up anyway. It's too damn quiet out here. The basement door is back there in the office. Appreciate your help, friend. Oh, and here, take this lamp. It gets dark. I give Blue the jerky? I guess not yet. The basement people. Emily, Ben, and Bob sit in folding chairs behind a worn card table. Papers, oddly shaped dice, and highway maps cover the tabletop. Conway clears his throat. Have y'all seen a breaker box down here? Oh, sorry, didn't know there was anyone down here. Let's go for that second one. Emily to Bob. Did you hear something? Bob to Emily. No? Sorry, I was looking at the rules again. Ben to Bob. Gets easier as you go. Look, you said you rolled a 5, right? That means you get to pick up your marker and move it anywhere on the map. Bob to Ben. So it's your turn now, right? Ben to Bob. Oh yeah, I guess so. Where'd you put that 20-sided die? Emily. I don't see it. Did you drop it? Bob. It should be easy enough to find. It glows in the dark. Sign. A dusty, rusty sign is bolted onto the wall. These are the rules. 1. No open flames near the gasoline. 2. No consumption of beer or spirits on the premises. 3. In case of sudden darkness, do not panic. Relax. Count backwards from 5. 4. Strictly limit time spent in the basement to fewer than 3 minutes of every hour. Conway picks up the glowing 20-sided die and inspects it. The number 5 is facing up. It's just a small piece of plastic, but it has a reassuring, almost comforting weight. He places the object in his jacket pocket. And they're gone. Folding chairs are arranged around a worn card table. The chairs are empty, and the surface of the table is bare. Conway places the 20-sided die on the table or puts it in his pocket and walks away. I'll put it on the table. Yeah, so full disclosure, I've played this game once before in early 2021. I almost stopped near the end of Act 1, but I'm glad I didn't. Joseph. There it is. Just listen to those lights whine. Yep. Well, I better get those directions and head to the 0 if you don't mind. There were some people down in your basement playing some kind of game. They're gone now. Joseph. In the basement? No, I don't think so. Maybe that lamplight was playing tricks on you, huh? Well, strange things happen underground, especially in the dark. So, Peter's in the office. You're looking for Marquez. She knows her way around these roads. She'll get you to the 0. Password is, damn, I usually just feel it out. Muscle memory, you know? Kind of long, kind of like a short poem, I think. One of those short poems that really sums it all up. You'll figure it out. Oh, hold on a second. Let me actually make my cursor visible for this. I normally keep the cursor invisible, but for this particular game, I think it makes sense. Conway taps a key, waking the computer from its reverie. Computer, user. Conway typing Conway or Joseph. Password. Wheels slide loose. The stars drop away. I talk and listen to him talk. Nobody saw the accident. The moon throbs. It's late. You just breathe, road. The lights whine. It will only get later. Password accepted. Joseph shouting, "How's it going in there? Figuring it all out?" Sure you are. Messages, address book, games, exit. Address book. Marquez. Marquez residence, 100 Macondo Lane. Head northeast on 65 and turn left as soon as you see that ugly tree that's always on fire. Look for the barn at the base of the mountain there. Can't miss it. Joseph shouting, "Got it? Out there in my condo somewhere, right?" "Yeah, that's it." "Hey, look. While you were down there, I loaded that old TV of mine into your truck. I borrowed that thing from Weaver Marquez a number of years ago. Now that the power is all weird over here, I can't pick up anything but static. Public access anyway." She was always more of a reader, but maybe she'd want it back at home. It's a nice TV. Oh. Let's take a look at messages. Hold on. Message 1 is from Donald at hotmk.mail. Message 2 is from accounts at consolidated.mail. Let's go to message 2. From accounts at consolidated.mail. Subject, account standing, urgent. Message, "Dear Equus Oils, this is an urgent automated message that your account is overdue by more than 14 days. In response, we have switched you to our low reliability Dirty Power Plus plan. Consider making a payment immediately to obviate the need for us to switch you to Sustained Brownout Select. Sincerely, your friends at the Consolidated Power Company." End of message. Message 1's from Donald at Hot. Yeah, let's read the other one. From Donald at hotmk.mail. Subject, fragments dim of lovely forms. Message, "Joseph, I know it's been a while, and I know you're still sore, but there's a whole world in here, and we need your help to unmask it. Yes, the caves are cold and damp, and we are old and lame. Never mind. Can't remember why I even started writing this. I miss those days in the lab, with you and our dear Lula. Maybe you found your own Xanadu. Well, so have I." End of message. Message, okay. Games is not real. Sun's gone down. You and Blue better get on that road if you're gonna make your delivery. Conway scratches behind Blue's right ear. "How's it going, Blue?" "Take it easy, Blue." "What do you think of this place?" "How about a treat?" "Here's some jerky from the gas station at noon." "He's a bit odd, isn't he? Isn't he?" "I guess the night shift will do that." "Yeah." "Nah, he's alright." "What do you think of this place?" "It's odd. I never noticed it driving by. Seems like they're really on the rocks." Conway doesn't want to stay any longer. It's not time to go. Direction from Reckless Oils. Head northeast on 65 and turn left as soon as you see that ugly tree that's always on fire. Tall black oak. Turns on a hill above the road. Marquez Farm. Act 1, Scene 2. Marquez Farmhouse. Pretty dark out here, huh? Maybe you better stay down here where it's lit. A street lamp lights the base of the dusty patch leading up the hill. Ooh, a graveyard. Family graveyard is set off to the side of the house. Headstones are inscribed with the surnames of the unfortunate. Nowakowski, Padilla, Marquez. Light switch. Weaver. I was just thinking what a lovely house we have. Do you like it? Have you been here before? Did you happen to see an owl? Sure, it's a nice house. No, I've never been here before, or I didn't see any owl. Sure, it's a nice house. I know. I like the large beams that run across the ceilings. I like to sit in the house and think of the hills of bluffs surrounding us, like a cradle. There used to be another house here, but we had it destroyed, and we built this one. It was very expensive, and we got quite underwater. What do you do for work? Is it too difficult, or do you like it very much? I was once a mathematician. Are you looking for something in particular here? I drive deliveries for a small antique shop. I believe it's hard times for a small antique shop. It's hard times everywhere, even out here on our little farm. My parents stopped paying the bank a while back. I shouldn't even be here, but I just stayed. I have some notebooks. I'm only a little bored. I might prefer to watch TV occasionally. Actually, I have a TV here that I think belongs to you. Will you please set it up? Then I can explain to you how to get where you're going. The zero. I know. That's not how it's supposed to look. You made a mistake setting it up. Is it a foreign object to you? Which of your parents was it who wouldn't allow you to watch television? Ma thought she heard ghosts and static. Dad thought it was radioactive. You know how to set up a TV. Radioactive. I know about that. He was ill, wasn't he? Mentally, I mean. Kind of cautious, timid. Cautious. Yeah, that's a way to put it. You have it all backwards. I'm not surprised. Are you? Have you been paying attention? I don't think you have. It's time to start paying attention now, Conway. Look closely at the television. Hey, wake up. You spaced out for a minute there. Picture on the TV. What do you keep out in that barn? Used to be tools and feed, then books. Now, I think it's mostly spiders. That TV is picking up the wrong signal. My cousin Shannon would know more about it. She fixes TVs for a living. Well, she used to. I think the new models are giving her some trouble. So, I really just need to get to the zero. Cousin? Yeah, let's go with her. That's my father's brother's daughter, Shannon. We're about the same age. Well, we used to be. She's older now. So were you like a ghost then or something? Or dead? She has a workshop up north a ways by the lake, right where Peonia and Wax Road meet. The big bait and tackle shop. She fixes TVs in the back. Do you like fishing? Honestly, I'm not convinced you should bother with the zero. I'd much rather you find my cousin and fix my TV. But I'll get you headed the right way. So, it's pretty easy. Get back on 65 heading north, then take the first right after the artificial limb factory. From there, your arrival at the zero is basically inevitable. That is a very good line, Dog Nozzle. We used to be the same age, but she's older now. Nice to know you, Conway. Keep your eyes open, especially in the dark. Where'd she go? So, was she a ghost this whole time? Yeah, it's... And oh, the car's gone. To the truck. There are some horses out there behind the house, where I just met the strangest lady. Seemed pretty nice. Kind of creeped me out, Blue. Just had a weird energy. But that's not her fault, I guess. Some folks are just like that. Conway gets back on the road. Alright, I want to go, because this is actually weirdly important, and it's not signaled. I mean, it's not Act 1, Scene 3. Equus Oils. Yeah, this guy. Joseph and Stranger. Joseph. And that's only a few miles outside of Hod Hodgenville or Hodgenville anyway. I don't think you could do much better for accessibility. They got that new gas station if folks get lost. But maybe they Carrington. But maybe they should feel lost, Joseph. Just as lost then as we are always already lost. Just like okay. Just as lost then as we are always already lost. Just like poor itinerant Silas, wandering the road, looking for a home. Well, that's a way to look at it, I guess. Conway. Well, hello. I heard that old truck rumble on up. How's Blue? Say, maybe you could help this fellow. He's looking for, a venue, is how you said it, right? Sure, I have an old friend who runs a bar, and they've got a real big stage. No, no, it can't be indoors. Possible. Then I'm obliged you'd stop a moment to help me work this through. Let me explain my charge. I've dedicated my last 12 years to the design and orchestration of my life's great work. A grand, broadly experimental theatrical adaptation of The Death of the Hired Man by Robert Frost. Yeah, I've read some of his stuff. What do you mean, experimental? Well, drama is really my second love. My higher calling is pseudoscience. Yep, pseudoscience. Pseudoscience is the eternally fruitful marriage of whimsy and process that has yielded such poetic specimens as astrology, phrenology, canals on Mars, and homeopathic medicine. I hope I have the time to explain how my pseudoscientific theory, poetics, find expression in this play, and now how my pseudoscientific theory poetics, that's a weird word, find expression in this play, but now I am in a delirious rush. The event is to be performed tomorrow morning, just before dawn, but in the spirit of tragedy, our venue fell through at the last moment. I've been out all day driving the highways looking for a replacement, eyes fastened to the landscape like a hawk scouring the field. So, like a hawk, in fact, that I failed to keep an eye on my gas meter. I'm here waiting for the tow truck to bring my car so I can get back at the task. So, what? Well, I don't mind keeping an eye out for a spot. I'm on a drive anyway. If you have attention to spare, I'd be grateful. Somewhere outdoors, somewhere intimate, somewhere tragic. Well, here you are. That's your friend Weaver. Huh. Now, you say you met her? She was there? Just for a minute, then she left suddenly. Yeah, she was there. You're surprised? Huh. No, I guess I'm not surprised. It's good that you met her. I knew the Marquez family years ago, when Weaver was a young girl, and her parents were studying local folk songs. Smart family. Well, some of them are smart, and the rest are wise, if you know what I mean. They hit some trouble a while back, and it kind of tore them all up. But, everyone hits trouble at some point or another. Well, not everyone, but most of us do. Hey, if you see Weaver Marquez again, tell her I'm sorry about her aunt and uncle, and I hope I'll be seeing her soon. Many thanks. It's just so good. The dialogue is so good and poetic. Let's get back in the truck. Okay. Up north a ways by the lake, right where Peonia and Wax Road meet. Directions from the Marquez farm. A creek runs alongside the highway and then turns toward a dirty brick building. A grinding drone from within the building is faintly audible from the interstate. Floodlights on the lawn illuminate smokestacks. At the edge of the building's parking lot, a large sign, partly obscured by trees, reads Artificial Limb Factory. So an artificial limb factory. Cub Run Highway, no. Raider Hill Road. I'm just looking to see if... Oh, Wax Road. Amway pulls into the bait shop parking lot. Vaulted above the road on a thin steel bar, a handwritten sign reads, Live bait. Minnows small and also large for stripers. Night crawlers, chips, and beer. A green flyer hangs loosely from a bit of masking tape at eye level. To the shop's right, the dirt parking lot sprawls unevenly into grass and then eventually trees. The bait shop is open. Read the flyer first. Conway reads the flyer. Computer printed type in a bold font surrounds a clip art illustration of a TV set. The TV has eyes, arms, and legs. Its shoulders are slouched. On the screen is a cartoon expression of exhausted nausea. A hot water bottle rests against its wire antenna. TV repair. No model too old. Inquire within. We do not sell digital converter boxes. Enter the bait shop. Narrow aisles crowded with lures, reels, rods, and snacks divide the shop lengthwise from the entrance to the cashier's counter. The left wall is lined with churning tanks of water. Looking, Conway approaches the tanks. The 3 metal tanks aren't labeled, and the water is too agitated to get a clear view of what's inside each one. The contents of the first tank are vaguely gray. Second is a muddy pink. The third is clear, but shiny silver flecks occasionally flash along its surface. Go to the third one. Conway reaches into the third tank. The water seems to tremble with life. Conway can't tell if his hand is being nibbled by fish or massaged by the artificial current. As his eyes near the surface of the water, he can see something colorful glowing faintly at the bottom of the tank. Reach deeper. Conway reaches deeper into the tank. The tremor spreads from his elbow out to his fingertips and up to the base of his shoulder. His vision flickers. The water is running warm under his skin now, and he has the sensation that something is about to snap. His eyes close. He lays on a rooftop, new shingles rough beneath his back, swelling in the noon sun. He is exhausted. They must have started before dawn. His legs are sore from holding stable on the uneven surface, his wrists from breaking old sealant, his fingers from carefully lifting shingles to hammer down new ones. His boss, Ira, yells from the idling truck below. He shades his eyes with his hand. A beer would be good. It's barely past noon, but he's worked a full day already. What could the harm be? Maybe a shot at the counter just to get his eyes open. Then a beer. He could offer to drive him to town for lunch and stop at that place on Cumberland. The cashier pushes Conway roughly on the shoulder. He's been talking, yelling maybe, but it's all an echo now. Conway looks up, his neck stiff with pain, his right palm still tingling. The cashier points to the tank, then above it to a few holes torn in the wall. Nail holes from which an electric sign has become dislodged and fallen into the water. He helps Conway to his feet, looks at him pitifully, and returns to the cash register. Okay. Let's approach the counter. Okay. Reach into the first tank. Conway's hand brushes against something roughly the size of his palm. Reach deeper. Conway's hand comes into contact with the scaly, uneven surface. As he runs his fingers along the bottom, a bead of sweat bridges the inches from his temple to the water surface. Something bites at his forearm. He recoils. Second tank. Conway's fingers slip through something fleshy but inert. The sensation is nauseating. Deeper, of course. As his elbow passes into the pinkish mass, he realizes he's about to be sick from the smell. He pulls away. Okay. Approach the counter. A wiry cashier stands behind the register, preoccupied with a Sudoku puzzle. Ask about Shannon Marquez's workshop. A handwritten sign on the door behind the counter reads, TV repairs by appointment. Please consult with cashier. The cashier knocks a few times on the door and waits, occasionally glancing at his puzzle. After a few moments, with no answer, he notices a smaller note written on the sign, reads it, and then points it out to Conway. Read the note on the workshop door. Weaver, I got your message. Have left for the old mine. Don't know if I will see you there or what. Ready either way. Shannon. Ask about the basketball game. Cashier switches on the radio. An AM sports broadcast is playing, but Conway can't be sure if it's meant to answer or to drown out his questions. Okay. Walk away. Leave the shop. Okay, into the bait shop. Weaver, I got your message. Have left for the old mine. Don't know if I will see you there or what. Ready either way. Okay. Let's... Conway drives away. Act 1, Scene 4. Let's see if Joseph knows where the mine is. Equisoils. Well, here you are. Where did Mr. Carrington go? Oh yeah, his tow truck came, so he gassed up and left. He's awfully proud of that car. Yeah, I guess he's back out looking for a venue. He said he hoped to run into you again, though. Or maybe we'll hear about it on the radio. I'll keep an ear on it for you. Okay, the mine. Do you know where an old mine is around here? Around here? Guess not. Oh, unless you're thinking of the old Elkhorn mine. That's over northeast of here, on Hardyville. But you can't get in there anymore. It's all fenced up. They had an accident. Conway moves on. Okay. Zero on ramp. Get back on 65 heading north and take the first right after the artificial limb factory. Bacon Creek Road. On ramp? Question mark. Act 1, Scene 5. Elkhorn Valley. Let's talk to Blue. Conway brushes some dirt off Blue's hat. How's it going, Blue? I'm not sure. Not sure that lady was right about the on-ramp to the zero being here. I guess you just can't tell with some folks. They're liable to run you around just for kicks. Better look around, though. Must be down here somewhere. Better hurry, though. Weather's about to turn. Yeah, if you Google, well, Blue is just what I decided to call her. You can pick the name. Act 1, Scene 6. But, like, the Steam art for it, the dog wears a straw hat. It's like the Steam icon. You can Google it. Like Kentucky Route Zero dog or something like that. Shannon speaks into the large brick cell phone held up to her ear. There, it's very cute. She wears a hat. Okay, Shannon speaks into a large brick cell phone held up to her ear. It's $200 for 2 weeks. Yeah, it kind of is an emergency. No, it's fine. I'll figure it out. I'll go with the second. Yeah, it kind of is an emergency. Phone inaudible. That's true. I guess he can't kick me out for another week or two. But can I trust him not to just change the locks? Phone, inaudible. Shannon. Yes, and I appreciate that. But, okay, you're right. Just, never mind. I have to go. Sorry. Okay. Talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Shannon hangs up the phone and puts it away. Yeah, you can see, look at the, you can see right here Blue's got a nice big old straw hat on. Excuse me, ma'am. I saw the light was on and I'm looking for the on-ramp too. Are you here to kick me off the property? Oh, no, no. I guess you don't belong here either, do you? You work for the power company? Or are you just out wandering? You work for the power company? Power company? Oh, no, no. I once worked for an electrician for a few weeks, but I drifted on before I really learned anything. I get it, you're a nomad, or I get it, you're a drunk nomad. Ha! Well, I do drive a lot. Just me and the road mostly, when the sun is out. Is that your job? Driving? Here's what it is. I drive deliveries for a shop called Lysette's Antiques, and I'm out trying to finish this job. You're making a delivery to the mine. Oh, no. I have a delivery for 5 Dogwood Drive, and I can't remember ever seeing that address before. Now I heard I need to take a highway called the Zero. I love they do it with the font every single time. So I met this young lady, name of Weaver Marquez, and she sent me this way. And so here I am. Uncommon kind of place for an on-ramp. That's what it's been like so far anyway with what? Weaver Marquez, do you know her? The Zero, let's go with the Weaver question. Weaver Marquez, do you know her? So you saw her tonight. I know Weaver. She's my cousin. I'm Shannon Marquez. Past tense. She's totally dead. So you're the one who fixes televisions, and I get it. She tricked me. Weaver doesn't lie. One time when we were younger, she told me my dad had been in a terrible car wreck. There was crushed metal everywhere, and we'd be hearing it echo through the house for years, she said. I was very upset, crying, and then my dad walked in the door. Just come back from a trip to the junkyard collecting scrap metal to fashion into wind chimes. I was angry, but she said it wasn't a joke, and it wasn't a lie. At the time, I thought she meant it as a riddle or a puzzle. But Weaver's not a puzzle. She's a mystery. So maybe the Zero is down here somewhere. Maybe it is. Well, I won't mind the company. I've got business down here myself. I talked to Weaver earlier this evening, too. Or, anyway, she talked to me. It's hard to tell if she's listening sometimes. Weaver told me I had to come down here to the old Elkhorn mine. She said I'd find something I've been looking for. What are you looking for? I'm not exactly sure. I have a few ideas. I'll know it when I see it. It's not such a bad thing, you showing up now. All told, I'd rather not go down there alone. Your dog should stay up here, though. It's no place for a dog. This is an old mine. It runs pretty deep and tangled. If we're going to go down into it, find your on-ramp and whatever else, we've got to keep our bearings. I don't want to get turned around. No work tomorrow on that sign there with the backwards N. I've got some gear here to measure conductivity, frequency response, stuff like that. Maybe we could find to put a signal out ahead, do some analysis, and figure out what kind of topology we're up against. Topology. Okay. Oh, that's, trust me, a dog nozzle. It is very mysterious to be trying to find an on-ramp in a mine. That is not the, that is the tip of how weird and bizarre this game gets. I promise you. I'm only doing Act 1 tonight, but the other acts, at least for a while, there's plenty more weird stuff that happens. Topology. That's the science of continuous space, my friend. The way this twisty maze of passages fits together. Yeah, the Zero is a weird place. PA. That runs into the mine's PA system. Do you think it still works? Only one way to find out. Alright, give it a whirl. Into the PA. Is anybody down there? How big is this place? Dot dot dot. I'm disappointed one of the options isn't Good morning, Vietnam. Is anybody down there? Nothing. Oh, there's no power. Yeah, okay. Even when this old mine was up and running, it was tricky to keep stuff powered. You know, the miners used to have to pay just to run the fans and the lights. Yeah, they got paid in these shitty plastic tokens. Coal script, you know? And if you want to run the fans for a bit to clear the air up, well, you have to put a token in. My parents used to work here. So did Weaver's parents. I guess a lot of folks' parents worked here. Can we power it up? I bet we just have to free up some power for the PA system. Everything is rationed. Here, set up that lamp of yours, and I'll go unplug these ceiling lights. Conway clears his throat nervously. I heard the speakers back here crackle a bit. It's on now, right? Try saying something into the PA, into the mouthpiece. Well, okay, I hear you. We need to measure the echo delay time and figure out how deep the tunnels run. Just make some noises into the mouthpiece. Conway taps the mouthpiece, rolling to the finger along the surface of the mouthpiece, or clears his throat. Let's do tap. Conway scrapes a coin across the mouthpiece, knocks on the table, or hums a deep tone into the mouthpiece. Conway spits, Conway whistles, Conway blows on the mouthpiece. Damn, that's a long delay. These tunnels run deep. I bet some of them have ruptured or joined up with a cave system. Alright, I set up my spectrum analyzer. So just say something into the mouthpiece and we can get a sense for how narrow the mine tunnels are. Don't be shy. Just say anything that comes into your head. Tell me a story about something. What did you have for breakfast today? Here's a story. I used to work doing roof repair. Or I had breakfast with Lysette. She made biscuits. I made some red-eye gravy. I just had coffee. I made some red-eye gravy. She talked about her late husband, Ira. We talked about the day's work. She talked about her late husband, Ira. And then we just sat there for a bit. Got it. Looks like the tunnels are pretty cramped. Yeah, low ceilings. Hope you're ready to stoop a bit. Yeah, you're probably used to it. One more test. We just need to know if the air is breathable, or if it's too thin or too dense. Sit real close to the mouthpiece and breathe. I'll measure the resonance of your breath with the air in the tunnels. Just try to relax. Try to breathe naturally. Conway breathes and thinks about the road. Conway breathes and remembers a moment when he was younger. Getting some pretty strong readings here. I think we're in good shape, but keep at it for a minute. Conway breathes and visualizes a hot meal. Conway breathes and relaxes as a peal of feedback and loose rock engulfs him. Act 1, Scene 7. Elkhorn Mine. Jesus, are you alright? What the hell? I'm okay. My leg is stuck. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna pull you out. We have to get you out of here. There you go. Okay. Are you hurt? Can you put any weight on that leg? It's all messed up. Here, let's get you onto the tram. There you go. Now, let's see if this thing has power. Well, okay. There's some luck, right? We should be able to ride this tram right out one of the auxiliary exits. If there are any. I think there are. And walk, but what about Weaver? What about the on-ramp? We'll just find the exit and then figure out what to do from there. That's our first priority. So, the controls are over on your side. Let's get moving. Did you see that? There are people. Outlines of people shown in the flashes of the light. Yeah, there are a bunch of, I guess, ghosts? Turntable. Oh, here we are. This may be hard to believe. It's hard for me to believe myself, but this whole branch was underwater last I heard. Is it safe, or how did that happen? How did that happen? Some careless miner or some unattended machine bored through into an underground lake. Water came in pretty fast, and a lot of folks got trapped in the tunnels. I only heard parts of how it went from there. Sanitized for the bereaved. You know how these big companies are. There was gossip too. The trapped miners couldn't get the pumps going because the power was rationed, so they shut all the lights off. But even then, it wasn't enough. So, I guess it was dark when they... Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. It doesn't matter now. Look, this old turntable is still wired up. Controls are dead, but I can use my signal generator to switch tracks, if the water hasn't damaged it too much. Or we can just keep heading down this tunnel. All this junk hanging up around the turntables from the company store. Just junk, you know? The miners would buy it and use it to decorate the place, or as landmarks, I guess. Hard to know which way is which down here. It's also dim and gray. Van connects two clip leads from her signal generator to the turntable's electric panel. We're on the track between the animal bones and the rowboat. So, pendulum and the casket, the bat feeder and the scarecrow, pendulum and the casket. Stage. Damn, it's almost totally intact. I thought it would have been destroyed. What is this place? Destroyed by what? When the mine flooded, I mean. It looks so fragile, doesn't it? It's a recording studio, basically. Kind of thrown together, but when this mine was active, a couple of folk music archivists spent time here recording miners' songs. Really academic ivory tower types. None of the miners really talked to them much. So they stayed at the margins, observed, took notes, and then sometimes they'd get someone on a lunch break to sing into their microphone. Then, I guess the power company got some kind of interest in the project and gave the archivists some coal script tokens to pay the miners with for their songs. Did you ever come down here, or what do you think the archivists were after? Data, I guess? Comparing intonation, subject matter, diction. You know, all those little details that no one really thinks about when they listen to music. Yeah, academics are great at that stuff. Let's get out of here. Uh, Never mind. Let's disconnect it and let's go the other way. Oh, so that folk music recording thing they're talking about, I think, is a reference to the Federal Music Project, part of the WPA during the Depression. Huh, I never heard of that. Oh, I didn't know these were still down here. What was that? Look, there's a tape player down there, one of those old reel-to-reel setups. They'd record up on that old scaffolding we saw, and I guess then they'd sequester themselves down here to listen to the recorded song. Did your parents sing? Oh, yeah, they sang. They sang in the mine for coal script tokens. Dusty reel-to-reel tape player is stashed beneath the track, loaded with tape but starved for power. Yeah, if you haven't guessed it yet, this act in particular, and the game in general, deals a lot with shitty mega companies and just how they treat the Midwest. Okay. The Bat Feeder and the Scarecrow. Yeah, this game is really like the writing in it deals so much with just the Midwest and the shitty things that happen here. Not that the Midwest and the people there necessarily are themselves are shitty, but just it's a place where a lot of shitty things happen. Dead end. You hear that? Kind of a muffled rumbling. Maybe we're near water, or maybe we're near the surface. Could be. There was an underground lake around here years ago. I guess that's why they stopped digging so abruptly here. Broken track. The tracks are all messed up here. This tram isn't going any further. I wonder what's down that tunnel. Okay, let's go. The animal bones in the rowboat. That's where we started. Thank God. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, okay, that tunnel where the tracks were broken. I'd like to take a look down there. Conway, do whatever you need. I'll just wait for you here. Thanks. I'll be right back. Bird cage. Paper tag hangs from the bird cage by a string. Canary. 25 tokens. Canary sold at the company store? Do they also sell respirators? No bones in the cage. Bird must have been set free, or maybe the cage was cleaned. There are cardinals at the Louisville Zoo, and other birds. Ostriches, eagles, emus, no canaries. Too common? Too small, maybe. They have starlings. Starlings aren't much bigger than canaries. Tape reels. Pile of tape reels is jammed into the top of the train. They must have been thrown on in a rush. The reels are unlabeled. The tape is decayed. Lysette and Ira's son, Charlie, talked about a piece of music he liked made with old decaying tapes. What was it called? Something about Charlie had the most bizarre taste in music. Weird, noisy computer music. Where did he even hear that stuff? Louisville, probably. Or college. He was a smart kid. Damn pity. The notebook at the top of this dusty stack is labeled in black marker. The label is dusty and smudged, but it looks like it might say horses. Houses, maybe? Or nurses, even? Crude and hurried handwriting, too. Lysette has immaculate handwriting, pristine and measured cursive, never a stray mark. For the last several months, she filled out the receipts for each order, since that young couple complained about the handwriting on the order slip. It's carbon paper, anyway. It's bound to wear away over time. If they're so precise about their records, they should put it on the computer anyway. Do I have any option but to... the shack? Cramped shack is lined with wooden shelves. Dusty stacks of tape reels and notebooks crowd the room, but a bit of moonlight filters through a window near the ceiling. On a small desk in the middle of the room lay 3 notebooks. The red one is labeled J. Marquez, the red one is labeled R. Marquez, and the blue one is unlabeled. Open the blue notebook. The notebook is full of Greek letters and cryptic mathematical formulas. Near the back of the book, what first looks like it might be an esoteric German shorthand is actually a love poem written in anagrams. Open the red notebook. The pages are covered in disorganized notes, some written horizontally and others scribbled vertically into margins. A few pages are lined more evenly and divided up into charts correlating seasons, lyrics, harmonies, and coal halls. Conway opens the green notebook. On each page is a delicately rendered charcoal drawing. Most are portraits of rugged faces. Near the middle of the book, there are a few drawings of a young girl in a miner's helmet. She plays along the minecart tracks, collecting pieces of... Oh yeah, this place. I didn't think you were coming back. Sure I was. Why wouldn't I be? Most everyone else I met tonight is just as scared. Or did you find what you were looking for? Did you find what you were looking for? Yeah, maybe. Look, we're not going to talk about that anymore, okay? Sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm just on edge. I'll be okay once I get away from this mine. How's the leg? I can walk on it, but it's painful. Oh, I've got some painkillers here that could help you out. I got them from a friend when I sprained my wrist installing a security system. You better let me drive, though. They're pretty strong. Yeah, maybe that's best. Don't worry, I've been driving since I was 9. Guess I should look for another route to Dogwood Drive. Yeah, alright. Well, maybe asking Weaver about the zero was the wrong place to start. Maybe we should just ask her for specific directions. Her answers are complicated enough without a layer of indirection at the question. I saw Weaver at my workshop. That's up north by Lake Nolan, right at Wax and Peonia, in the back of a bait shop. Pretty glamorous, right? Oh, at my workshop. These are the time pretty glamorous, right? These are the times we live in. She's either up there or back at the farmhouse. Whichever you want to head to first, just let me know. Okay, let's head to the truck. Lysette's Antiques. I guess this is your truck. Surprised? It's kind of old. No, I'm not surprised. I guess it's an antique too. I think it suits you. Let's talk to Blue. How's it going, Blue? Sorry I left you alone so long. What would you have done if I hadn't come back? Or what did you get into up here? Did you take a nap? Did you find any rabbits? Okay. Yeah, everything is backwards from when they went into the mine. I don't think that's a they've crossed over into another world kind of thing. It's weird, but it's not that weird. Conway moves on. Oh, guitar player. A young man in gray-stained clothes sits by the side of the road. He is playing a worn guitar. To his left is a blue mug, and to his right is a weathered dog. Pet the dog, of course. The dog closes its eyes and pretends to be asleep. The young man strums absently on the guitar, hums tunelessly, and occasionally mumbles a word. Listen. The young man whistles hoarsely, stops playing the guitar, and looks up at Conway. He rambles for a few minutes about the weather, the dog, and his music, then returns to playing. As he walks back to his truck, Conway finds that he could hardly remember a word the young man spoke. I just wanted to see if there was anything there. Conway and Shannon pull into the bait shop parking lot. Enter the side door to Shannon's workshop. Oh, the bait shop is closed. Conway and Shannon walk around to the side of the building into the workshop. The walls are lined with cheap metal shelves, loaded precariously with vacuum tubes, awkwardly shaped metal casings, and coffee cans full of electronic components. Shannon leads Conway to the back of the room, where a few TV sets in various states of disassembly are set up on a rough wooden table. She flips the switch on the power strip they're all plugged into, and the TV sets tremble to life. Ask her about Weaver. Shannon points to a small security monitor on the table. The image on the screen is just black, but it seems to be fading slowly, almost imperceptibly, between different shades of black. Shannon tweaks a few knobs on the side of the monitor. The picture doesn't change. Stare at the security monitor. The screen is a cavernous black. It hums and swells at the pace of the tide. Conway loses track of the workshop's walls. They could be inches away or miles. He is adrift on black water, traveling swiftly toward a rocky shore. There should be a lighthouse or a buoy by these rocks. It's too dangerous. Shannon switches off the power strip. Weaver is not here. Oh, museum. Sign in front of the building just reads museum. The lights are off. Front door is open. Enter it. Conway steps through the museum's doors. A few feet inside the museum doors, the ambient sound of the highway drops sharply away. The room is cold, dark, and still. A book lies open on a table in the center of the room. An open hallway extends to the left. Large glass doors bar the path ahead. Hold on a second. I've got sunlight coming in my window, and I've got a white shirt on, and it's making it hard to see part of the monitor. I will be back in just a second. All right, I'm back. Look at the book. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, look at the book. Conway looks at the book. There's no title on the book's spine or cover. Three-word phrase written in pencil on the first page is smudged and indecipherable. On the first page, someone has left an ink drawing of a horse. Several dozen blank pages later, the end of the book, is an elaborate ink drawing of a one-legged man working an antique adding machine, surrounded by whiskey bottles. The hallway. Conway walks down the hallway to the left. Conway's steps echo against the hallway's marble floor and arched ceilings. Plexiglass boxes line the walls. The hallway dead ends on a darkened display case. Look at the boxes on the walls. The first box, just a few feet into the hall, contains an assortment of bird wings. Some are missing feathers. One large, brightly colored wing almost glows in the moonlight. Its feathers are intact, but a piece of bone pokes awkwardly out from the tip. And the darkened display case. The display case is several yards wide, but just a few feet off the ground. It's unlit, and back in this corner of the dark museum, very little moonlight creeps in. A gold plated plaque on the surface of the case is a bit easier to read. It recounts a short story of fowl hunting in the region and then speculates, abruptly, about the nature of addiction. Turn to the entrance. Walk through the glass doors. Glass doors won't budge. To apply any more force would likely break them. Force through the doors. Glass shatters. Somewhere ahead, a light switches on. After a moment, it switches off. The room is dark again, and the floor is covered in broken glass. Walk through the glass doors. Broken glass grinds under Conway's boots as he walks down the hall. He has the feeling of being in a larger space. Very little light reaches the far end of the hallway. Feel the walls. The walls are completely smooth and strangely warm. Conway can feel his breath and sweat condensing on the surface. The floor. The floor is completely smooth and strangely warm. Ugh. Turn to the entrance. Exit the museum. Marquez Farmhouse. Act 1, Scene 8. The Marquez farmhouse. Oh, he needs help to walk now. Let's talk about the graveyard. There's nobody buried here, you know. It's decorative, I guess. Or it's art or something. I don't know. Decorative graveyard? Weaver's folks were like that. Not morbid, I mean, but strange, careless, tragic ideas. Oh, and look at that headstone. Marquez. I used to think that was for my parents. Now I don't know. So, this is where she was? Yeah, it makes sense. This was where Weaver and her parents lived. They took out a bunch of loans, you know, and had this place built. Do you have any debts? I owe some people some apologies. Well, you're lucky that's all you owe. My parents were like that until the company store found a way to get to them. For my dad, it was tokens to run the fans and air purifiers. And for my mom, it was the canaries. It was canaries. Two solutions to the same problem. They sure sounded different. Weaver had debt, too. A lot of it. All tuition. You said she was a mathematician or something? Yeah, she studied some esoteric stuff about something about using math to translate between Spanish and English. I think eventually Weaver put those math skills to work on all the red numbers in the family checkbook and got a clear sense of just how hopeless their situation was. So she left. I guess she just drove away in the middle of the night. They woke up in the morning and the car was gone. Never came back until tonight. Someone else told me to come here and talk to her. Were you happy to see her? I don't know. It was so sudden and it wasn't like a reunion. She just appeared. She. Oh, that's not something you see every day. That old TV right there. Well, that is a damned antique for you. I had a model like that in the shop once, but I had to sell it off to make rent. Most painful decision I ever made. Say, do you mind if I open it up? Looks like the dials are all corroded and the screen is leaking light a bit. Come on. I bet Lysette would never forgive you for letting a specimen like that fall into disrepair. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, yeah, these tubes are all messed up. Look like they've been in a swamp or a cave or something. There's moss growing on this one. That's okay. I have a few spares in my bag here. Here, I pulled this one out of an old computer monitor. Just needs to be recapped. calibrate it a bit. Okay, that should be seeing something now. Are you seeing anything? Hey, that looks dangerous, what you're doing there. Damn, okay. Here, I think the contacts are dirty. Now don't go telling my customers I clean off old vacuum tube spit. There, just gotta turn it north-south. And... Kentucky, Route 0. I guess it does get kind of weird. I forgot about that specific part. Yeah, those are the horses. End of Act 1. Alright, I'm gonna be doing as well the interludes. So this is interlude 1. Limits and demonstrations. Wall text. Limits and demonstrations. A Lula Chamberlain retrospective. Marking the first major public showcase of her work in over 20 years. This retrospective exhibition of work by pioneering installation artist Lula Chamberlain comprises a diagonal slice through time, place, and form. The pieces on display here were individually debuted over a period of 35 years, designed in Chamberlain's various homes and studios between her beloved Mexico City and her native Elizabethtown. They represent a range of scale and impact, from the intimate warmth of Vertex Texture Fetch to the infamous Visage, the latter of which requires a vertical clearance of over 30 feet. Yeah, Chapter 1, Act 1 isn't bad, but it's by far, it is the most straightforward that the game gets. Especially Acts 2, 3, and 4 all get they get a lot more interesting as they go. And Act 5 is weird. It's kind of like a weird denouement, but it's still very good. Yet these works share a confounding legacy. In each of their debut exhibitions, they were nearly impossible to install. Galleries and museums balked at the scale, power requirements, and highly skilled labor involved in maintaining these works for display. Some of their debuts collapsed under the weight of logistics, only to be successfully executed much later. And so, just as they described the outer limits of Chamberlain's range as an installation artist, the geographical edges and vertices of her itinerant home life, and the beginning and end of her distinguished career, the works on display here also trace the extremes of our capabilities and the frontiers of our patience as both viewers and exhibitors. Are we capable of viewing these works as they were meant to be viewed? Do we even want to be? Title card. Spinning coin. Suspended. Correcting for angular motion. 1976. Found materials. What a lonely image. It feels so strangely alive. Oh, Emily, Ben, these are the people who were playing that game in the basement. Emily, Bob, and Ben, yeah. Yeah, like it's about to fall over. You mean the coin's about to fall over? You mean, or the whole thing? You mean the whole thing's about to fall over? Yeah, kind of anxious, right? I feel like we startled it, and now there's this uncomfortable pause. I feel really drawn to it, but it just makes me nervous. Vertex texture fetch. Tree, television, and suspended cathode ray tube. 1968. Found materials. The picture on the TV. What is that? The lighthouse? No, it's a weather vane. Or a windmill or something. Is it a lighthouse? Visage. 1984. Unknown media. What is that made of? What kind of machines are those? I find this profound. What is this? What is that made of? It's a mystery. Looks like ribbon? Bandages? Oh, have you seen The Invisible Man? It's slice a visage to build a visage. A puzzle to its owner. What? It's a poem I read. I think it was written by a computer. I think it's lovely. Overdub non-June Pike installation in the style of Edward Packer, 1965, 1973, 1980. Magnetic tape, handheld tape playback head, speaker system, voice of the artist, computer synthesized speech. Oh, I read about this one. It's interactive. What's it about? It's an installation by a different artist made of audio tape, and then she took it and recorded over all the tape with her own sounds. You can listen to it by running this tape playback head around on it. Let's try it out. I think you start in the middle. As Bob drags the playback head along the tape, a woman's voice issues unsteadily from the speakers. Lula. We start in the middle. Donald and Joseph are in the hallway. I am in an office. The walls are lined with filing cabinets. Few drawers hang open. The door is ajar. A massive computer looms in the corner. There are some punched cards on the floor. A synthetic voice recording, spliced awkwardly into the tape, lists out options in monotone. To examine cards, rotate 30 degrees and advance 7 inches. To leave room, rotate 7 degrees and advance 17 degrees and advance 4 inches. To activate computer, rotate 210 degrees and advance 15 inches. Let's examine the cards. Bob moves the playback head to another strip of tape. Encoded in the holes punched through these cards is a first draft of the poetic subsystem. I can't read punch cards by sight. Donald can. Think. Anyway, this version was pretty underwhelming. To leave room, rotate 17. Okay. Let's activate the computer. Bob moves the playback head to another strip of tape. So loud. I love it. I am now holding 2 punched cards. On one of them, Joseph has scribbled a note. Caves. The other is blank. To insert Caves card, rotate 11 degrees and advance 2 inches. To insert blank card, rotate 95 degrees and advance 14 inches. Let's go with the blank. Bob moves the playback head to another strip of tape. I am standing in a hallway. The walls are a blank beige. It's just after winter quarter, but before spring, so there are no students around. Usually these walls would be papered with flyers announcing new student clubs, looking for roommates, selling old textbooks, but now they're blank. Seems like it skips around a bit. Donald is here, scribbling on a scrap of graph paper. Joseph is here. He can hear me talking into this tape recorder. Listen, you sound like an anthropologist, Lula. An anthropologist? An entomologist. Oh, that's Joseph from Equus Oils. Lean on Joseph's shoulder, rotate 70 degrees and advance 11 inches. Take Donald's hand, rotate 270 degrees and advance 2 inches. Take Donald's hand. This is the beginning of the tape. I'm at home, alone. Donald just left. We had an argument, but it'll work out. Wow, this is kind of personal. I feel a little embarrassed. I know what you mean, but she put it out there. I usually start here, at my home, whenever I'm sketching out a new piece. I start by just looking around. My closet door is open, and I can see a few sweaters and a dress I like. To go downstairs, rotate 11 degrees and advance 4 inches. To think about dresses, rotate 150 degrees and advance 15 inches. Let's go downstairs. I've stopped halfway down, and I'm sitting on the staircase. The tape recorder is on the carpeted step next to me. I'm leaning against the wall, holding a glass of wine, looking at some framed photographs on the wall. Fall asleep, rotate 235 degrees left and advance 20 inches. Look at a photograph of a national park, rotate 70 degrees and advance 6 inches. Let's do the national park. We're on a dirt trail in the park. Or, well, it's not really a trail. It's a trail! It's more like a tendency. There tend to be fewer plants here on the path we've been walking. Walking sounds. Now, we're walking at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to mossy rock as the ground sinks into darkness. Joseph and Donald are following a rope down into the cave. They have computer equipment tied to their backs. So do I. To enter the cave, rotate 65 degrees left and advance 4 inches. That's the only choice? Yeah, that's the end of that one. So 65 degrees, 4 inches. That's the last trip. So everything's down here now. The final resting place. Don't be so morbid. To remember a fond gesture, rotate 180 degrees and advance 23 inches. To regret a harsh word, rotate 12 degrees and advance 6 inches. Well, let's go with regret. It's late morning now. I'm sitting at my desk on my lunch break. This is the last recording I'll make on this tape, and then I'll drop it in the mail tomorrow. And then who knows? I've been recording onto this tape for 15 years, I think. A lot of other things happened. So, here is a story. The first time I moved to Mexico, I stayed there for 3 years, and I had no contact with either Joseph or Donald in that whole time. They each thought I'd done it to spite them. Maybe I had, in part. But I don't think they ever appreciated the community I had in Mexico. Or... Anyway, when I came back, I didn't call them or visit the university. I ran into Donald completely by chance at our hardware store. He asked me why I hadn't called, and I told him it hadn't occurred to me. So, I'm almost out of tape. I guess I'll just let it run out while I eat. No instructions? No, that's the end of this tape strip. I don't think we ever reached this long one at the top here. Is it cheating to skip over there? I won't tell a soul. Bob moves the playback head to another strip of tape. Think of our work, our research. He'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back. We'll go deeper, that's all. They'll never find us. Did you hear their voices? They'll find you. But not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop! Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damned cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving too. But I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down the zero. You'll be lost forever. But we need your voice for the machine. Lula, it only recognizes your voice. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damn machine does with it. Oh. So. Huh. Title card. Basement puzzle number 2. Artist, Sunset, and Horse. 1976. Plaster and wire. What do you think she means by puzzle? Yeah, weird. I guess it's something you can solve? They must be symbols. Artist, sunset, horse. Or it's an anagram or like code? Maybe it's not a puzzle, but it's just about puzzle. Maybe it's a puzzle, but there's no right answer. That is kind of sad. Yeah, I guess I'm ready to go. Yeah, I need to get to work anyway. All right. So that is it for Kentucky Route Zero for tonight. I don't know when exactly I'll be back. I'm trying to think because I've streamed like every night for like the past week. But next time I'll be back with Dark Souls 3. That'll probably be tomorrow night, be my guess. And then I don't know when I'll get back to Kentucky Route Zero. Maybe probably Monday. Monday at I'll say 7 o'clock Eastern. So yeah, it is an interesting game, Dog Nozzle. If you already have it, I would, and if you don't catch any of the rest, I would definitely recommend playing it because it's not that long. I think first time through it took me about 8 hours, little less, to beat the whole thing. And it gets I don't want to say better because that makes it sound like Act 1 is bad, but it keeps going. It doesn't peter out. It doesn't get bad, let's say. It is very interesting all the way through. So, yeah, that is it for Kentucky Route Zero. I'll be back tomorrow night probably with Dark Souls 3. So, thank you everyone for watching. Have a good night. Bye-bye.